Oh my goodness, guess who's back? Back again. Maya's back. Tell a friend. Okay, it's been about 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks since I have spoken to the camera, since I've spoken a channeled message, but fear not, I am back with some tea, metaphorically and literally. Let me talk about the fact that this message is going to give you some type of peace in your cup, some calmness in your cup for you to sip on when it comes to your goals, when it comes to taking action. Okay, for the past 2 weeks, which is also the amount of time that I have been absent, these 2 weeks have been kind of like me going within, trying to figure out where is the energy at. I have been feeling like I have been on a low energy, a very like low energy compared to how I was showing up previously, and I was like pumping out videos and I was getting the channel messages and I was like boom boom boom, we're going over there, doing all this, planning all this, getting it all figured out. And then all of a sudden that was just like taken away, like that energy was gone, and I was like, hold on, what's going on? And one thing about me, when it comes to like my creative grace that I give myself a lot. Okay, I give myself a lot. I'm like, okay, you don't want to, you want a break, you need a moment. Take that moment. You got some reflecting things to figure out, some internal things to figure out. Go ahead, take that moment. Draw back. Get your energy right. See what's going on, okay? And and like it was really like one of those moments where, you know, that that scene in that Tyler Perry movie where she's like, Christina's gone. That's how I felt about like my energy. I was just like, where is the urge to post? Where is the urge to connect to the channel messages, to give to the collective? Where is the urge to give a wake-up call? Where is it? I was searching for it. I was grasping. I'm like, hello, is anyone here? For the life of me, I could not figure out where my energy had gone. I could not figure out like a way to grasp, you know, that urge that I once had to, you know, show up in the ways that I was showing up, like so consistently and like rapidly and all of this. I'm gonna read this page from my journal, so we'll talk more after I read this page. I feel like this page will sum up whatever blurb I was gonna say. I realized something about action towards goals and also being calm. For weeks, it feels like I haven't felt the urge that I've previously felt to take action. So I've been thinking my energy has been low, but I have just been calm. Doing things calm came into my mind the other day. Where was that energetic push, that emotional charge to complete something? Then I realized I'm in a new space where that pressure is gone. That fast pace and energetic anxiety has mellowed itself. I'm in the mental and emotional space that I had been working towards. It just took me some time to recognize it for what it is. Calm. Peace. I've got to know consistency in my goals out of fear in the past. The pushing pressure of anxiety looming over my schedule. Now I get to experience consistency with calmness. What does it look like to show up for my goals with the same energy as sipping a cup of tea? Can I get amen? What? Can I get a clink clink? It was so mind-blowing once I realized. I was like, oh my goodness, my energy is not low. I am not unmotivated. I am not uninspired. I am not connected. You know, I'm just so peaceful. I'm so calm. I'm in a state of calmness that I haven't experienced before when it comes to my goals and showing up, because I always felt like a little bit of anxiety when it came to anxiety or fear when it came to like showing up, like, oh, I have to do it, I have to get it done. And it was always like this pressure of like, if I don't get it done, something's gonna go wrong. And so when that was released from me, I felt like my motivation was gone. What am I to do if my fear is not pushing me towards my goals? And once I realized, I was like, wow, I have made it to the space where I can calmly show up in the same way that I show up to fix me some tea, to buy me some tea from the cafe. Can show up for my goals in that same energy. And if you're watching this, that means this message is also for you. You might be in this space where you're like, where's the motivation? Where is that energy that I once felt before? Babes, you're not afraid anymore. You know that scene in Home Alone, I think it was. It's like, I'm not afraid anymore. That's what it is. You're not feeling that fear. That fear is no longer pushing you because that fear is gone. you leveled up in a way where you can now achieve your goals, walk towards your goals with such grace, with such peace, with such calmness within your being, that you're not going to feel that same anxiety that you once felt to, start that race, to finish that marathon. You're not going to feel that same energetic feel, because now it's more of like you understand that your goals are going to be achieved. So now you can move towards them gracefully. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever, they're telling you that it is time for you to replace the energy that you once felt with something much calmer. And I also got a little bit of the message when I was putting back up this poster. That poster had been down for about 2 weeks too. You know what? Actually, I think it lines up. I think the timeline lines up with actually me drawing away from social media and then that poster also falling down. And I just hadn't put it up for like 2 weeks. It's just been sitting on my couch. And today I finally decided to replace the tape, because I'm like, the tape just needed to be replaced in order for it to get stuck back up there. And as I was putting that tape on the back of that thing, I was like, oh my gosh, this is also the message. Replacing old energy with a new energy. That's always what we're doing, always what we're going about doing and stuff like that. And in the time that I have my 2 weeks off, or in the time that you have your time off of showing up in whatever way that you're planning on showing up, your spirit guides are just telling you it's like time to replace the tape. It's just time to refresh what held you together, held you up. It's time to refresh the type of motivation, the type of energy that you just showed up in. It's time to be more calm. It's time to be more new. It's time to be in this energy where you're not afraid anymore, that like you're going to show up. You're going to lift yourself back up on that wall using a new standard of the way that you show up. And let me tell you, when I had the realization, I was like, oh my goodness, I am calm. This is peace. This is what peace feels like. In the times that I have had peace come into my life, I'm not going to lie, I have not understood what it was. Because it's like when you feel a certain amount of peace that you haven't felt before in a certain circumstance, you're like, am I numb? Am I numbing the pain? Like, why don't I feel anything? What's being replaced is the fear that you once had, and what's replacing it is the peace that is living within you now. It's the peace that you're calling in, that you have already called in. So it's time to re-examine your life, re-examine the ways that you show up for your goals, and how can you show up for it peacefully? How can you give yourself that space to be like, wow, I don't feel existential dread right now. I don't feel like if I don't accomplish this today, I will never reach the type of fortune that I want. It's more of so like, wow, I'm going to sit in this space calmly, because like things are going to work out regardless. And I'm going to bring in the same energy as if I was drinking some water. Like I'm going to flow into it. Like, okay, let's talk about that word. Flowing into something. There's like that peaceful, that calmness. When you think of water like pouring, it's like it has its flow. It's doing its thing. It's like calm. People look at waterfalls and it's like it brings that sense of calmness. Or when you're getting ready to refresh your cup, you're pouring water into it and you're being like, wow, this water is like really just flowing right. This water is just like, flowing into this cup like effortlessly. And so now it's time to reestablish how you show up for your goals. It's time to show up effortlessly.